guys, what is up? Alright, hi guys, my name is Julia, and today I'm going to be playing your temporary older sibling. You might already have an older sibling, or maybe you don't, so that's what I'm here for. This video is going to be super chill and laid back. I doubt it's going to be a full Sunday video. It might be posted randomly in the middle of the week. In today's video, I'm pretty much going to be giving my little incoming freshmen some tips and advice that I wish I knew before I went into high school. You want to sit on the blanket? Come on.
No.
Oh. Sir, that was rude. Alright, so my first piece of advice would be to try to join as many school activities or clubs as possible. At the beginning of the year, most high schools host these club fairs where you pretty much get to see all of the clubs kind of lined up, and you can sign up for whatever you want. First of all, this is great for college applications. I know for my incoming freshmen, this is definitely very early to start talking about colleges, but it's always good to just kind of have that in the back of your mind. And even if college isn't the right fit for you, it's still great to make friends. For example, they have chess club. I started up a club myself actually this past year, my junior year of high school. We pretty much used it to recycle and reduce my school's carbon footprint on the earth, which is really, really good and beneficial for the environment. So yes, if you want to start that up at your school, get on that, because first of all, starting up a club, great for college apps. Second of all, helping the earth. Third of all, making friends. It's a win-win-win. So there's just 3 really easy ideas on how you could start up your own club or kind of build on an existing club. Another great way to meet new people and make new friends is through a sports team. So personally, I don't really have a lot of experience with this because I do club gymnastics, which pretty much takes up all of my after school time. But if you're really interested in say lacrosse or basketball or volleyball or any of the sports that your school offers, just go ahead and try out and join. It doesn't hurt at all, and from what I've heard from my friends, they've grown some amazing bonds and relationships just from joining that sports team. Just like any other sports team, they do a lot of stuff together. Like after games, they'll go out to get dinner, they practice a lot together, they'll compete together. So overall, this is just a really great way to meet new people and establish some really solid friendships for your 4 years at high school. So I don't know how effective this first tip is going to be just because of Corona. Normally this would be a very, very helpful tip in my opinion, but because of Corona, they've canceled a lot of sports seasons, and they're probably not going to be doing a lot of clubs because you can't really get together and communicate the way you need to. When Corona is over, I would definitely recommend trying out these tips. Alright, the second tip. Try your best in school. I know this sounds so cliche and so unhelpful, but trust me on this one. Over the years, it has been progressively getting more and more competitive to get into all of these colleges. So in order to compete to get into one of your dream schools, you're going to want to have the best GPA possible. Although this is only one of the many factors that go into college applications, it's still a good idea to take it into consideration and try to do the best that you can. When I tell you freshman year really sets the foundation for everything, I mean it. First of all, most of the information that you're going to be learning freshman year is very general, and you're going to use this information to build on it throughout the next 4 years or even in college. Second of all, the course load that you're going to be taking freshman year is probably going to be easier than the courses that you're going to be taking the next 3 years in high school. So it's really important to solidify your GPA while you can. By the way, if you don't know what a GPA, it means grade point average. So at the end of the year, you're going to have a cumulative grade for each class that you take. And at the end of your 4 years in high school, they're going to take all of these grades and morph them together into one cumulative GPA. Some GPAs are out of 4.0, others are out of 5.0. It really depends on how your school does it, so I would definitely recommend talking to your guidance counselor if you're interested in looking further into that. Trust me, it is way easier to maintain a good GPA than trying to raise a low one. Alright, on to the third tip / life hack. Life hack. Why do I call everything a life hack? Piece of advice. Although high school and education is undoubtedly very, very important to most people, including me, don't take it too seriously, okay? If you are a perfectionist like me, I'm trying not to sound super conceited right now, but I will admit it, I need to put an obnoxious amount of effort into everything, and trust me, it annoys me too. Even if it's a paper that I know will count for 1%, I'm still gonna put 100% of my effort into it. That's just the way I'm programmed. Sometimes it annoys me too because sometimes my laziness really battles my perfectionist trait, so it's a little bit confusing up in here. But being a perfectionist, I really found myself beating myself up over one bad test grade. Okay, let's think about this in the grand scheme of things. One bad test grade. Well, each quarter of the year, you probably have, I don't know, 5 tests. All right, so that minimizes down to like 1/5 value. Each year you have 4 quarters, so 1/5 ends up turning into 1/20th, which is starting to become a really insignificant number. And then if you put it into the grand scheme of things, we have 4 years of high school. So 1/80th. So that one bad test grade is going to count 1/80th of that one subject just in the test area. That's not counting homework, quizzes, extra credit, projects. Just 1/80th out of your whole GPA. Don't forget that this is only one class. You're probably going to be taking close to 6 or 7 classes each year. So trust me when I say it's not worth it to get upset. It's really not worth it. Like, I would shed tears over bad grades. I mean, sometimes I feel like that would still happen, but like, not as much. I had a really bad habit of priding myself in my success off of my grades, which is kind of toxic, but also kind of how some of us get around. High school is supposed to be a stepping stone from your teenage years to adult years. So really just use everything as a learning experience. My mother has always told me this, and sometimes I hate to admit that she's right, but she's always said that sometimes you end up learning more from failures than you do from successes, because when you do something right, it's just kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. But when you do something wrong and you work to improve that, you're also learning from it. Tip number 4. Do you like my porcupine socks? Oh no, they're hedgehog. What? Why does it say hedgehog? Oh, because the hedgehog's running. Bruh. Procrastination is not your friend. Although I am also very, very guilty when it comes to procrastination, it is not the way. I've noticed a pattern with myself that a majority of the stress that I have in my life is self-inflicted. I hate to admit that because my ego can't handle that. I do eventually end up always getting my assignments done, which is why I feel like I keep procrastinating, because I keep proving to myself that this lifestyle works for me. But it really doesn't. It is not healthy for you to be constantly stressing over something or constantly stressing over a deadline simply because you didn't want to start it earlier. My English teacher used to tell me, if you don't want to do it now, you're definitely not going to want to do it later, so just get it over with now. Like, let's be real. Do I want to type this paper now? No. Am I going to want to type it later? Absolutely not. So why not start it now and take that stress off of the future you by doing it now? A majority of my procrastination is because of my phone. I'm addicted to this thing. I am on it all the time. Sometimes I'll even subconsciously open up an app when I close out of it. Like, say I'm bored of TikTok, I'll swipe out of it and then I'm already clicking on it again. Many people in our generation, including me, are extremely addicted to our cell phones just because of how entertaining and how connected it makes us feel to other people and other things in the world, but it can also become a horrible distraction, especially from school. So this is kind of funny because the thing that I'm going to be recommending to you is actually going to be on your phone to help you keep you off of your phone. It's this app called Forest. So this is not sponsored, but I really wish it was because I have been faithfully using this app for at least 3 years now. I've recommended it to a couple of my friends and I've heard pretty positive feedback from them. So the goal of the app is essentially trying to grow a digital tree. So on the little home page, you'll see a little tree that you can grow and a little dial that you can kind of set to however long you want to stay off your phone for. While this tree is growing, you cannot log out of the app because your tree will end up dying. And that's really sad. You don't want to kill trees. Trees are good. Trees are good. Look, my pants are even green. We love trees here. I even started up a Greener Good Club. Come on, we love trees. Once you successfully stay off your phone for the set amount of time that you put it for, your tree is fully grown and you can add it to your forest and put a little tag on it. So putting a tag on it is basically just labeling the tree in your big forest, which says, I use this time to study for history class, or I use this time to socialize with friends, or I use this time to, even play family game night. It doesn't even have to be school related. It can just be trying to get yourself off your phone in general. In my opinion, the most satisfying part is being able to look back on the forests that I've created in the past and see how much progress I've made. I mainly use Forest around midterm week and finals week just because that time it is crucial for me to stay off my phone. So it is a couple dollars in the App Store, but I would 100% recommend it. Trust me, this is the best $2 or $3 that you will spend in your life. It has increased my productivity by 1,000,000%. Alright, and here is my final piece of advice for you guys. This doesn't really have to apply to high school. This can really just apply to anything in life in general. Create a weekly checklist. I've been doing this recently and it's actually the best thing ever. I don't know why. I've always loved the concept of writing things down in a planner or an agenda and kind of carrying that around with you as you go. But for me personally, that's just not practical at all. I love the aesthetic of it and I love the idea of it, but I never end up carrying through with it. I'll do it for about a week and then it just sits on my desk or it sits in my bag and I never end up touching it. Something I do end up always touching or picking up is my phone. I always write my weekly checklists in my notes. I'm sure there's designated apps that you can download that are meant for like planning out your week or planning out your month, but Notes is free and it's just really easy for me to organize my stuff on there anyway, so I just do it that way. Writing down a weekly checklist really helps declutter my brain and takes the stress off of things. I've really noticed with myself when everything is kind of building up and I don't really have it written down anywhere, and I'm constantly worried that I'm going to forget one of the important tasks that I need to complete, I get super stressed out and overwhelmed because it's just a lot for you to contain up in this little 8-pound brain of yours. I really love portioning my week out like this because it really gives me a visual of when I need to buckle down and really get my work done, or a day that I can kind of take it easy and kind of turn it into like a self-care day. Alright, so this little life hack that is used to kind of help plan out your week, I found on TikTok. Big shocker. It's pretty much plan 3 minor tasks for each day and 3 major tasks each week. So you can definitely alter these numbers if you feel like you can take more. If you feel like you can take 5 minor tasks and 5 major tasks, go for it. I'm not gonna stop you. But this is really great because it doesn't spread you out too thin. But you also get that satisfaction of feeling productive and feeling like you kind of have your life pieced together. These minor and major tasks are completely up for your interpretation. A minor task could be anything from sweeping the floor or completing one of your essays for school. A major task can range from prioritizing yourself for a day or completing a poster board that you have to do for a project for school. These lists are so versatile, and that is what I love about them. I definitely think it is very important to hold yourself to a schedule and have a certain level of discipline and initiative, but also be careful to not overwork yourself. Honestly, I've seen it happen with myself and I've seen it happen with my other friends. Overworking yourself just becomes so counterproductive because you end up getting burnt out 50 times quicker and the recovery time takes so much longer. Because yeah, overworking yourself is going to work for about a week, and it's great when you're trying to buckle down and get through your midterms, but it's not really great for the whole year because it really doesn't matter who you are. Soon enough, you're gonna start breaking down, and then come the mental breakdowns. And trust me, those are not fun from any aspect. Also, I think it's really fun and interesting to throw some enjoyable things into your day that keeps you motivated to keep pushing through. This just kind of adds some variety to your day and makes it a little bit more dynamic. So maybe that's getting up in the morning and promising to make yourself your favorite peanut butter oatmeal dish. Or maybe that's treating yourself to a face mask later that night because face masks really calm you down and relax you. So those are pretty much my top 5 tips for my incoming freshmen. It also doesn't necessarily have to be directed towards school. This can be applied to just middle schoolers in general, teenagers, adults. Who knows? It really doesn't matter. As long as I helped at least one of you, then this video was worth it. Make sure to enjoy yourself as much as possible in high school because you're only going to get 4 years of your entire life to go to these events like homecoming, prom, football games. So, you know, have fun and live your life a little bit. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you're going to use any of these tips or tricks, and also comment down below how your school year is going so far, / how your time in high school has been so far if you're not an incoming freshman. I just want to say I love you guys so much. You know what to do. I don't have to say much more. Okay, they're going crazy. I love you guys so much, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next week. Bye!